You got one life, for crying out loud. You might as well just give it all you got.
The Deej, Dan Jordan.
Your daily dose of reality. Your daily dose of the Deej.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I need my daily dose of the Deej.
I make the news. I don't watch the news. I'm a leader.
The Sales Energizer, Dan Jordan.
Listen, don't worry how to sell, baby. Worry about why people buy. And it's fun.
You don't need a 5-hour energy. All you need is the Sales Energizer.
Just when I think it's not going to be as fun as the one before, each one gets successfully better. What's the word I'm looking for? What's it going to take to get you into this car today, huh?
And now, please welcome the Sales Energizer, Dan Jordan.
Boom!
That's exactly it. Do that. Let's do that. Hey, and here we are back again for another fun-filled episode. Chris Stone, are you here with me today?
Yes, sir.
This is good. We're here in beautiful Marietta, Georgia, behind the Q2U, golden Q2U microphone here in the Southern Command Center for another episode of, what's the name of this episode?
That would be The Pitchman. Get outside.
Get outside. But we got to be, we need to, like, you're kind of like hanging with the Deej, you know? We got to have to, like, you know what we need is a theme song. You have any ideas for a theme song? I got
should I turn on the crooner cam? Should we?
The crooner cam?
The crooner cam?
No, but I need. Well, hold on. I'll make it. So this is my thing. I can make stuff up quickly. Okay, so what would you rather? Oh, here we go. Ready? So the Deej is an animal. He lives on a farm, selling lots of stuff on Amazon. Oh, would you like to swing on a star and carry Deej beams home in a jar? You'd be better off than you are. You could be sailing on the sea, or you could be hanging with the Deej. What do you think of that in your face?
Boom.
All right. Well, here we are. Ladies, if you're watching now, if you got to unmute or you miss, we need to put that into music. That's legal to do, right, Chris Stone?
Yeah, if we created it, it's absolutely legal.
Okay, we create music here, even if I'm stealing the tune from something else. By the way, all that music will be eventually available right here on Amazon, the carousel below. This is awesome. So listen, unmute, join, follow, give me a call, send me an email, write me a letter, whatever you want to do. We're hanging out here today. I have this episode too going outside because the challenges with this whole virus business, everybody's been staying inside and just sitting home and getting fat. And so I'm trying to figure out all the things, to do to make myself not that way. And what we have to do is just get outside and relax. Is it legal, by the way, to still say the word fat, or is that against the law now?
Well, it's not against the law necessarily, but I don't know if we say that word anymore.
Okay, yeah.
But,
yeah.
You kind of just
used to be. Remember, like the Guinness Book of World Records. Remember that there was a fattest man in the world. Do you remember that guy?
No.
It was like, yeah, it was. So I remember because you used to read the Guinness Book of World Records, and he was the fattest man in the world. I mean, he died, and I forgot his name. So I'll just make up a name. I'll make up a name. We'll call him Herman Isaac. You know where I got Herman Isaac? Herman Isaac was actually a company. My dad had a butcher shop. I ever tell you about the butcher shop? So my dad had a butcher shop.
Yes.
And so if you cut a lot of meat, you get a lot of, there's a lot of fat that you take off and you put in this big bucket. In fact, it's like a big rubber, kind of Rubbermaid, just big bucket, and it was the fat bucket, and you would throw all the fat in there, and you wouldn't have to purchase this bucket. I think we have one of those available right here on Amazon, but if you wouldn't have to buy these things because Herman Isaac, he was the fat man, and he would give you a bucket, and his bucket would say Herman Isaac on the side. It was gray. It was very cool. And you throw all the fat in there, and he was the fat man. It was always exciting because the fat man was coming. He wasn't large. He just picked up the fat. Anyway, we'll call this guy the fattest man. This is how my brain works, Christo. So the fattest man in the world, he died, and I remember this, and he was buried in a coffin the size of a piano case, but like a grand piano case. Like that was his coffin. It was that big, 1,400 pounds. And I remember at the time thinking, look, Herman, I say, Herman, if I met him, I would say, eat a salad or something, lose a couple of 100 pounds. And then I realized, when you're 1,400 pounds, 200 pounds doesn't even make a dent. And it's like you saw him in the street. What would you say? Hey, Herman, you look great. What are you down to? 1,200 now? I mean, you're a rail. Something, the fattest man in the world.
What do you think the weight limit is on these hammocks we have in the carousel, Dan?
Okay, there we go. You see, this is what good producing is all about. Because I'll keep on talking about the fat man. Yes, well, we have awesome hammocks, and this is my daughter's thing. And so, it's trapped under the weights here. So these Emos are really cool. I guess the kids use them now. They just go to the park, and sometimes you'll just go to a park and you'll see a bunch of hammocks just hanging around. It's a good way to get outside and just literally hang around. And so I'm going to show you, I believe, how easy it is to set one of these things up. Now, I'm not outside, but I do have, and tell me if you can see me here. Hold on. I'm going to raise this. I'm not going to raise this because it's difficult to raise. Can you see me, Chris Stone, over here?
Yes.
And you can hear me. Why can you hear me so well, even though I'm over here? Because I'm using the Blue Parrot headset, which is unbelievable. And so, all right. So we're going to figure this out together. I got this pole over here. Now, I know what you're thinking. How is it going to attach to this pole and not slide down because it's slick? And I know you're thinking that because as am I thinking that. All right. So it comes with the straps, which are in this little packet, and it comes with the whole tent or the whole hammock in there. So I don't want you to think this is the first time I'm doing this, because even if it is the first time I'm doing this, because I did watch a YouTube video. And what I learned from the YouTube video is, see, if you see this thing, it has one side of it that has these loops throughout the whole thing. And then the other side only has one loop right over there. So what you're supposed to do is take the part with lots of loops and put it around the thing, and then put that into the part that only has one loop, right there. And adjust it up there, and pray to God that look at that! I'm pleased with that. So I'm in a better state of mind that this will stay here. All right, and then the other side of it. Well, let's do the other side now. The problem is, now that I'm looking at it, ladies and gentlemen, this is way too close. So, given that here I am in the Southern Command Center, I guess I'll turn the camera a little bit over here. And one of the other things that we probably don't have but should have in the carousel there is an adjustable ladder. Everybody needs an adjustable ladder. And this is a perfect example why. Hey, how are you going to tie the other part of your hammock in your house? Get yourself an adjustable ladder. What could possibly go wrong, Christo?
Everything.
Yeah, but these adjustable ladders are really good. If you're a kid, you have this thing, you could put a blanket over it, and now it's a little tent. or you could put a little board over here, and you can make a diving board and go into the pool. You can do all sorts of things. You needed it without an adjustable ladder, your life is just incomplete. So let's put it over here. Can you still see me over here?
Barely, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll turn it a little bit. This is why you have to, when you do these Amazon shows, why you must have a producer like Chris Stone, because he's the type of guy that will tell me not only to move my camera, but he will protect me from risking my life. Because I'm thinking that this is good. If I lay on this, I'm having some challenges, but this is what happens when you go camping. You know, the trees are never the perfect length apart. You always have to, adapt, improvise, and overcome. That's why camping and getting outside is so important for you and your family, just to get out and play. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna get eaten by bugs. You're gonna get sunburned, and then you have a story to tell for the rest of your life. How horrible it is if your kids move out of the house and they have no stories to tell about you getting bit by a snake out camping. So, how are we going to attach this? I'm going to put it on. If there's anybody who knows anything about physics, I'm thinking if I pull it down here, but if I do it from up here, it'll just do that. So, we're gonna do it right here.
Dan, if you put a weight down on the other side of the ladder, that should, and you make sure that it's enough to hold you down, that ladder shouldn't move.
I think that's what we'll do. And good thing, that's why, sandbag, or, one of the things that you need to always have in your repertoire, in your office, just to keep in shape. Again, going back, see, this all comes back to staying in shape. And not dying buried in a coffin the size of a grand piano case. Always keep some weights. What if you have to hold your ladder when you're setting up your tent in your office? And so we'll do that. In fact, I might even need to use the weight bench, because those are only 20s. Well, actually, let's finish this part too. We'll see what's going on.
I think you're in a race with the guy on the screen right now who's in the video putting his together outdoors on trees. But there is a time lapse on his video. He's definitely, it's definitely fast. He's definitely going to win.
Okay. I hear he is using trees. You know why he's using trees? Because he doesn't have an adjustable ladder. Okay, so we did that part. Now we get the tent out. It's surprising how much tent. Oh, and what's cool about this is this bag, you're always afraid to lose the bag. Well, fear not. The bag is attached. I just banged my phone. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
That we're hearing a microphone that's in the room. We're not hearing the Blue Parrot.
You're not hearing the Blue Parrot?
No, the Blue Parrot is not your microphone currently.
Well, then Well, how can I hear you then?
Well, it's set as your headset, but not your microphone. You've got another microphone live in streaming.
Well, I need to change that. I could change it right now because you might not think that I'm technically inclined.
I know you're not.
So. All right. So I go to audio and then headphones. Oh, you're right. The thing about you is you don't. All right.
And
how is it?
Now we can hear your Blue Parrot.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh, God, you sound so great.
Well, now you can't even hear me at all.
No, I can hear you. You probably can't hear me, which is why you're not answering me.
Okay. So you could hear me before?
I heard your Blue Parrot. You need to have your Blue Parrot set as your both your microphone and your headset.
Now can you hear me?
Yes.
So now you can hear me and I can't hear you.
You can't hear me now?
Oh, now I can hear you.
This is great. And now the stream can start because Ricky's in the house.
Oh, it's about time, Ricky. I actually think about Ricky. I wonder if Ricky's going to like this show.
I don't think he likes it so far. He's telling you to get your act together.
Get my act together. This is together. This is as good as it gets, Richard. All right. So it has these little cantilevers. Is that what they're called? Calipers. What are these things called?
Clips.
No, there's a name for it. I think it's caliper or a cantilever. Okay, so I'm going to put it up here. Let's see. Well, now if this was 2 trees, it would definitely work. But it's not 2 trees. So hold on. So what you do is, enough of your giggling over there, Chris Stone.
I'm sorry. This is just this. Yeah. I mean, why is the rest of the world watching something else? That's all I got.
I know that. All right. So I think if I sit on this, watch what's going to happen. Yeah. See, that's going to move. So you know what you need? More weights. By the way, these are 30s. Originally the 30s are much too heavy, but I'm telling you, in just like a week, you feel so much stronger. This weight bench, and by the way, weight benches, if you get it in your way, you find yourself using it more often. So what happens? Let's say, for instance, it's in the middle of the day and you start getting drowsy at that one time. So you want to take a nap. So if you go on your bed and take a nap, it's going to take an hour and a half. But if you take a nap on your weight bench, I mean, first of all, it's just uncomfortable enough. So you hang out on your weight bench. And as long as you're here, I literally could fall asleep right now.
Hey, Dan, if you could adjust the Pitchman hammock cam a little down so that we can see you. You're kind of out of the picture. So like tilt it down if you would. Okay, beautiful.
All right.
Now
the hammock cam.
The hammock cam is in full force.
All right. So I'm doing the weight bench demonstration right now, postponing the catastrophe that's going to happen when I go on that hammock. And so,
speaking of catastrophe, Jim Fuse is in the house.
Awesome.
He said that you're going to have to sleep in the basement.
Deal casters in the night. Jim Fuse could be one of the nicest guys on the planet. And everybody goes, okay, so I'm going to put the 30s on this side. So I got 60 pounds holding there, and then I got 40 pounds holding there. And we got this. All right. So I'm going to put this, I might want to put this underneath in case something happens. All right. So first of all, I'm very pleased with the Eno and its ease of operation because I was able to put this together. So let's go on. You ready? What could possibly happen here? Okay. We got this. All right, that didn't work. But the good news is my wife wasn't here to watch.
We'll send her the link for the replay though.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do because so the challenge is the leverage. Obviously, if this was a tree, that would be just fine. But I want to see if this works.
I think the good news, though, Dan, is, at first when Ricky joined, he was like, get your act together. But now he says this is the best show yet.
Okay. All right. I'm going to do it on something low. So this is, even if it goes down. Okay. So I'm getting in this bloody hammock, whether you like it or not. All right. So it's still falling.
It's going to fall right on you. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to lower it again. Here.
Dan, I think you need more weight. And
and
maybe we should, be safer for the car buying public.
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
All right. So it works if you lay on the floor. So so it's basically, all right. Well, so the good news is not many people are watching. So
no, what's even better news is that we have back support belts.
Oh,
and,
yes.
We should probably get some pain reliever, some other things in the carousel. I think that would be definitely helpful for the car buying public.
All right, but Amazon. In that, listen, we all know that it's awesome. It's fun. It could wrap around you. You could sleep in there. It's terribly comfortable, and just don't set it up to the ladder, and you'll be in good shape. But I want to. This is the big challenge. How do you put this thing away? And so I am going to see how to fold it up, Ricky, because I actually saw this on the tube of Eunice. This is how you roll it up. You take it here and you go halfway, and then you go halfway again, and then you scrunch it up, and then you put it in the bag. This kind of freaks me out because I can't believe that it still all fits there. And then we're going to do the same thing from the other side. So if that first half of this presentation was a complete catastrophe, the second half is working out swimmingly. It's not often that you get to say swimmingly. Look at that.
Yeah, the good news is we have an actual video of someone who did it correctly between two trees. Oh,
that's the video that I saw. Yeah, that guy was good. So we have
Ricky's sides are hurting. I know just the thing for the side hurts, Ricky. All right, and good. That would be the adjustable belt that's in the carousel.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I wish I had it with me. I actually needed it this morning because of my situation yesterday when I had when I slept on the what is it? Heartbreak Ridge in our bed. Okay, so that's the tent. There is the other half too, which is this is actually just surprisingly satisfying. I want to show you this, how to roll this thing up because it fits so beautifully in here. And you know, people pay lots of money, like to go to massage clinics and to counselors on how to, you know, to relieve themselves from anxiety and troubles in life. Or you could just wind one of these things up. Look how nice. It's just fun to do this. And you just wind it up so nicely. And then it fits beautifully in that little container. This is therapeutic.
Speaking of therapy, Stephen Rudnick is chiming in from Facebook and said you have the weights on the wrong side of the ladder.
Yes.
To support the hammock. And Stephen Rudnick, just so you know, if you go to thepitchman.live, that brings you to where the party's at, which is on Amazon Live. That's where Ricky is. That's where Jim Fuse is. I don't know why you'd want to be anywhere else.
Steve Rudnick is an old high school, actually grade school friend. And, you know, the one thing about Steve is he's always been like a true fan of the Deej. Like he's like a support. He's like an athletic supporter. He is a supporter no matter what I ever did, and was always goofy, but he always was on my side. Even that time we got kicked out of that bar. Remember that time when we talked to those German people in that bar in New York, and Howie says, I said something. You know how Steve Christone, how I say things occasionally that are inappropriate.
No.
So I said something which I didn't think it was too bad, but I guess it was. But the guy, Howie Sonnenschein, as soon as I said it, he just got up and this is what he said. He said, "Oh, gotta go," and then we just left. It was like that bad that it was not even room for conversation. So Steve Rudnick's the man right there. Actually, we talked the other day. Hey, listen, while you're here, we have a video. While I catch my breath and think of what I'm going to think next, we got a video of a new product that we're doing. Should we do the book? Yeah, let's do the book. Okay, I was about to screw up Chris Stone. Let's do the book. I had a great interview yesterday on actually on a podcast that I'm doing. It's not out yet, but just a terrific guy. And he sent me a book. And so I thought I'd do a review for it very quickly. And so Chris Stone, if you could go ahead and run that thing, that would be awesome.
Hey guys, it's the Deej, the sales energizer. And do I have a book review for you today? This is the book, baby. Ricky Kalman. This guy is a monster. He's like a hypnotist and a corporate mindset coach. Best I've ever seen. and he put his knowledge in this book. Such an easy read, such a fun read. It's the type of book I was told a long time ago when you're giving speeches and you're giving presentations. If you could tell a story that the people in the audience put themselves in the story and say to themselves, what would I do? That's how you know you have engagement. This book, almost from page 1, gives you that engagement. I know he wrote it, but it's really about the Deej. And I know he wrote it, but it's really about you. And when you put yourself in these stories and you can almost feel the gears turning in your head, changing your attitude, changing your mindset, and changing your world. It's really that good. Pick yourself up the book. You won't be sorry. And I'm sure Ricky will be happy too. Go get him today. Have fun.
I tell you, you want to make somebody happy? Do a review of their book. I mean, it's like a friend for life. Actually, Steve Rudnick, if you're still watching, I talked to Evelyn Starr the other day, and she just wrote a book. And so, when was the last time you talked to Evelyn Starr or even thought of Evelyn Starr? But here's the book that changed my life. Everybody needs one of these. This is my, my copy from a million years ago. Everybody's got to get Think and Grow Rich. And I do a lot of this, kind of, motivational reading and positive books and things like that. And by the way, it's not positive. Nobody. Hey, Ricky, have you ever played Little League, Ricky? Jim Fuse is crying. Yeah, so if anybody's ever hit a home run in Little League, you go ahead and you run over the bases and everybody's happy, and at third base everybody lines up and they give you high fives, and then when you jump on home plate and you put your arms in the air, nobody says positive. It's not a positive attitude. It's a yes attitude. You just say yes. And so that's all these books. If anybody sends me a book, I'm going to read it. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to promote it. If you have any products, I'm going to promote it. I'm going to be happy because you took the time and you had the courage to go ahead and make something. That's exactly what made America great. Okay. So we have a new product, Chris Stone, that I did another video for this morning that I'm going to get as a sponsor. Not quite yet because they make really great kind of home accessory tools. It's similar to the air fryer, similar to the Vitamix, similar to the Instant Pot. We have a awesome toaster that I made that I'm shooting for. So you got to just check this out, Chris Stone.
Well, hey guys, it's the Deej, the Pitchman, with another awesome deal of the day. And so I'm here at the office again. In the office, this is a cool place that they actually offer breakfast and they give you bagels and stuff. But when you get bagels, that's great. But the toasters that you get, they're too thin to put the bagel in. You gotta crush them, which is why you need an awesome toaster like this, the Breville. I got it running right now, and the toaster technology that is in this machine here is beyond compare, because it's very neat. Look at this. So you set the gauge right here, and this is a bagel. This is a salted bagel. By the way, the label said rosemary. It was supposed to be a rosemary bagel, but it looks like salt to me. So you put it in there. Look how easily it fits in there. Isn't that cool? And then to let it go, you press the bagel nozzle there, and then hit this. Watch this. Oh, it goes down to the depths and goes in there very gracefully, and then locks in. Now I have one here started, but there's a little button here. This is neat. This button says lift and look. Hey, I don't know if it's too much or too little, whatever. So you just press this, and it goes up, so you don't have to put a fork in there and risk electrocuting yourself. Oh. I think it's pretty good, actually. So I'm going to take it right there. Oh, and there's these dials here below tell you how soon before it comes out, so you don't have to guess. But I think this is done. So if it's done, I'm going to press this button and have this bad boy come up. That was faster than I thought. Now, to make it perfect, you should know that I went to Philadelphia this past weekend. So I got some cream cheese, and when your bagel is toasted properly, it just tastes better. Okay, This is actually a neat little thing. So let's see if your bagel actually tastes better using the Breville. I don't know if it's Brevelli or Breville. You know, the challenge is whether or not they.
It's neither.
they
It's
pronounce
Breville.
that E. I love this. They have there's other little. Come on over here. A bit more. There's a little button there. Let's say it's not quite done. You know, it comes up a bit more, and it'll just do it here. I mean, and each side has its own little thing. So, you know, there's less fights in the morning with your kids. You know what? A bagel with cream cheese is delicious no matter what, but 10 times better when you got an awesome toaster. Go ahead and check it out today. We'll see you next time. Take it easy.
I think the funniest part. Oh, very good. Look at my bagels. Enough, Ricky. Keep that to yourself. I know what you're talking about. All right. So, you know what? The best part of that video was hearing Chris Stone's voice of God in the background correcting me by mispronouncing that. Thank you very much, because nobody got the hint if you hadn't done that.
I have a feeling, you know, Breville would love that video if you pronounced the name of the company correctly. But you know,
Yes.
this is what we do.
That's right. So I got to do that, because if I have to approach them, because I think it's also, Crispin Cruz is calling me. How do you stop that? There we
He
go.
always times it when we go live.
Yeah, he times it. We're on the show. He's a good guy, though. All right, listen, getting outside, you got to have a tent. Now, I put a tent here. It's like a canopy tent. It's a little different. You know how I always like, you know, like the ladder, which has multiple uses, like the weight bench. By the way, Steve Rudnick told me that he just got a new weight bench, because, you know, we're both the same age. We went to school together, and, you know, he got into really good shape before this whole virus thing came. And then he says, you know, when you sit back and you have potato chips and, you know, yogurt covered pretzels for a year and a half, you kind of get out of shape. And so he got one of those too. But I like, because you could use all these things for multiple uses. And a tent is the same thing. You can just get a regular tent that you can go camping with and all that stuff. But if you get a large kind of canopy item like this, which we have, yes, you could use it, you know, you could be outside and you can have little picnics out there, and you could put a table in there and all that stuff. You could stay away from the sun. I have like the palest, whitest skin. I don't get tan. You know what happens to me? I get pink. It's very masculine. I go out, I get pink and sunburned, and then I get white again. There's no in between. It's horrible. So I'm always trying to hide from the sun. So these little canopy things, they're just awesome to have around. But it's the same material that's on all the other tents. It's, you know, are you hearing the awesome power of the Blue Parrot right now, or am I screaming into the camera there?
Actually, both.
Oh,
no. Yeah, you are
Okay.
definitely in the Blue Parrot. And,
okay, I'm in the
yeah.
Blue Parrot, because the other day I made some videos while mowing the lawn and all that stuff, but
Mhm.
I thought the Parrot was on and it wasn't, and so we have to do them again. So you never know which mic you're using here. So, but it's made out of the same material as any other tent. I know you thought I was lost there on a tangent, but no, I am a experienced broadcast specialist. And so I can keep my track without even while being distracted, I can keep track. So you could use that canopy just like a regular tent, you know, and you could stand up while you're in it. It's just so much more comfortable. You know, everybody right now puts things on the floor. It even has a base on it too. It's just awesome. You can put the cushions. Get yourself and when it comes to tent technology, I don't know why I always put that Anchorman voice on when I do that. But the tent technology is so good right now. It's like it used to be when you were a kid and you got a tent and you touched it like that, it would drip on you. Now they don't even drip anymore. I remember Eric Torsland. He was Norwegian. He was big into camping, and they had those big old canvas tents, and we'd go camping. And like he's the one who, whenever I'm in a tent, I always think of Eric Torsland, because he's the one who taught me, if you touch it right there, it's going to drip on you, which always does. Also, Pat what was his last name? Steve Rudnick, if you're there, Pat Donnelly, Pat Donnelly, and we have Pat Donnelly and Eric Torslin were big campers, and they're the ones who taught us all about it. But right now, with the materials that they have now, it's like so easy to go camping. It's so much fun, and they're cheap. Go ahead and pick up a tent there. Chris Stone, are you still with me?
I'm still here, bouncing around, looking at tents.
I told you to put the tents up there.
No, I know. I was just, we found there's some really good deals on tents today, Dan. And I think, this one here that we found is $140 off. And it's not the canopy, that one that you guys have, but this is a solid Coleman cabin tent. That's $140 off. This is a good deal. I mean, who
$140 off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally $400.
And they're so easy to set up now. Even a grown-up can do it. And so it's just a fun thing to have. Get yourself a good tent. Steve Rudnick just texted me. Do you remember we went rafting and you started blistering? That's what I get. I get sunburn. I get blistering. And we asked if you put suntan lotion on, and you had. I put suntan lotion on that I think it says on the bottle, you could sit on the sun. That's the stuff that I put on, and still I get burned.
Well, this blocks 90% of the sunlight, so you're still in danger. You still would need to slather it all over your body.
That's right. Otherwise, death.
Turn into a lobster.
Wait. You put it on 20 times. You thought it was the same. I projected 20. You thought it was the same as UV protection 20. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was an idiot. That rafting trip was an amazing thing too. Again, Eric Torslin, he caught we had several rafts, and so we were throwing cans of beverage to each other from the different rafts, and Eric Torslin's grab from like 20 yards, someone threw it, he like dove out. I think Steve Rudnick wrote about it too, because he was keeping a journal, and he wrote, it was inspiring. I still remember the catch of the Budweiser from Eric Torslin in that raft. Good time, Steve Rudnick. Good time.
Dan, here's another item. Now that Eric Torslin is now Amazon famous. You and I talked about this company trying to have you sell kayak straps, and we talked about you having a kayak, and that's another way to get out and enjoy yourself. It's really easy to use that. And here's another deal here. It's a whopping 5% off today.
5% if you buy it right now.
Yeah, this is the #1 bestseller, and it's inflatable.
Yes, that was actually an inflatable kayak. It was the first thing that my son Matthew bought of his own money. It was like a big deal. He bought of his own money. But kayaking is a great way to get outside and do something. It's basically hiking on the water, because you'll find yourself just on the side of the lake and just going around and around, and you could hear the birds. There's different sounds. You could hear the water kind of, collapsing against your kayak. There's nothing else, no sounds in the distance. One of the most peaceful things in life. And it's also kind of inspiring if you think about it, because when you want to go on a kayak, always go against the tide first. So go up the lake, go up the river like that way, and struggle and sweat and do all that stuff, and you can get your exercise. And then on the way home, you just come back and you kind of just drift home. But here's something to remember: when you're in the current, and it's just like life, or just like sales, it's just like business. It's just when you're in the zone, when you're in the swing, and you're just riding along, it's kind of tough to get out. It's a struggle to get into the current. You're fighting. But once you're in there, it's kind of tough to get out. You just run that, until it ends, until the end of the river. And I always tell people that too when I'm coaching them in the normal work. The struggle is worth it, because as hard as it is to get into flow, it's equally as hard to get out when you've created the right habits. I got all that because you brought up the word kayak. That's how I roll here, Chris Stone.
I love the cargo net, because I think if you take your kayak out and you've got a cargo net, Dan. I love that you could take your Breville toaster with you if you wanted to. You could bring in Sir Mix-a-Lot. Maybe you want to sing out there on the lake. But you also need you also need pure air, right? I mean, what if it's if the air out there's got pollen in it? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, there are ways to actually make the air inside your house more pure and better, fresher inside your house than outside the house, with the simple act of getting one particular unit. Chris.
Hey guys, it's Dan Jordan, the pitch man, with your daily deal of the day. This is really awesome. So I discovered something now that I'm 55. I discovered that, your body changes, but the one kind of weird thing that had to change in my morning routine is that hair grows in your nose like nobody's business. And so you got to clip more often. And so, but there's a benefit to this. You just breathe better. When you have no hair in your nose, you just breathe so much better. And then I come into the office and I'm wondering, why do I always feel good when I'm here? And I figured out the reason why. And it's the deal of the day. Come with me. I'm grabbing my phone. Look at this. Over here in this big room. So it's a big room. See this? This is one of those it's called Industrious. It's one of those co-working spaces. But in this space, this big room here, look at this down here. They got this Levoit air freshener. It cleans up the whole room. It's unbelievable. And if you check it out, I'm gonna go down here and do this. It's as easy as pie. It's just a button. See this? There's one button off, one button on. And the whole room is clear. So give yourself like a gift. First thing here, change your morning routine. Get one of these things over here and clip the hair on your nose and life will be better. Hey, have some fun today. You're the best. I'm the Deej. Go get them today.
I don't know what I like better, your banners or the videos themselves. I tell you that air purifier, there's one of, how you like those satisfying things like rolling up it's just satisfying. That little blue light on that Levoit air purifier is very satisfying. It's like soothing, and you can't hear it there because it was a big room, but there's a fan, and the fan has 3 speeds on it, on that particular one. And so if it's like on the middle speed and the blue light, it's the most relaxing thing around. It's really good. It's that white noise. What are you giggling at?
I'm laughing at Ricky's comments.
What are you Ricky, the best kayaking tip you hear, banjo playing, paddle faster. Oh my gosh, Ricky, check this out. Because of this Amazon Live, and by the way, if Amazon's watching, thank you for providing this platform for me. I think you've done it just for me. I can't tell you how much this gets this frees me up to be who I am. Thank you very much. But so I'm looking around my house for all sorts of stuff, Ricky. Check this out. I found a banjo. Is this not the craziest thing? It's a real banjo. I don't know how to play it, but in about a couple of YouTube videos from now, in about a week, I'm going to have something for you. But I found a banjo. Everybody needs to have some instruments around. This is what happens, when you have kids and they say, oh, I want to play the piano. Oh, sure, we got a piano. Oh, I want to play the banjo. Oh, we got a banjo. So I don't even remember getting this, but it's enough that it's wow, there's a lot of dust on this. So, Ricky, yes, if you're on a kayak and you hear somebody playing the banjo, you're in trouble. Yeah, see? Holy crap, he says. All right, listen. I'm going to put this back. You know what? That whole relaxing, hammock business torqued my back again when I'm doing for you. Just because the ladder fell on me. So I got that. Yeah, you find a banjo in your house. that a banjo in your house, or you're just happy to see me? All right. So what else do we got? So what do we use today? We didn't use Sir Mix-a-Lot, but we're going to make a few videos on this thing. This is kind of interesting. This, like, cool projects you can make. My son was always big in, when you have to give stuff to your teachers at the end of the year. So Matthew would always kind of make things. And this is one of the things that he made. He was big into woodworking. And so basically he got a block of wood and he put it all together and stuff. And then he got a little mason jar, and with LED lights, and there's tons of LED lights available all over and they're so cheap right now. You make neat little projects. And this one has a clicker here. I know Chris Stone is just crazy looking.
Nope.
Okay, he's not even doing.
Nope, not crazy at all.
Okay, good.
Have fun.
All right, but this is really cool because you could change colors. See that? You can change colors, yellow, green. See that? Yeah, Ricky? It's like me. I feel like I'm just hanging out with Ricky. We got to give away some prizes. I'm waiting on some stuff to come in, guys, so we can give out some prizes, which will be a lot of fun. This has been awesome. Anybody else have any other comments, any things we can go before we wrap up here today? Let's see what Ritzer. I actually have a banjo too. Ricky, if you have a banjo, we're going to have dueling banjos. You got to be brave enough to come on. What did you say? I still can't stop thinking about that ELO light fixture. That thing is amazing. Yes, we're thinking about having a midweek making stuff with Michael day, and we'll hang out and we could check all that other stuff because he has really cool stuff that he makes there. But this is awesome. All right, guys. So listen, remember, get yourself a tent, get yourself a hammock, get yourself a Vitamix, Poyank. Oh yeah, by the way, remember this projector, the Poyank? I don't know if it's in there anyway. It's like, I don't even know. It's Poyank or Poyank. I have trouble saying Poyank. Okay. When I was a kid, I never went to camp because I didn't like, doing the arts and crafts. I wanted to play in the river. I don't want to do arts and crafts. But a lot of my friends, Gary Zisman, Jeff Zisman, Robbie Engel, Darren Zimmerman, Dave Herstein, Joel Haspel, Stu Shapiro, they all went to the same camp. And there was this one guy and his name was Irving. His name was Irving Pullitt. That was his name. And so they made up a song for him, and it was in the same song as like the Mickey Mouse Club. I cannot believe I remember this. And so the Mickey Mouse Club was, MICKEYMOUSE. Yeah. So they sang this song for Irving Pullitt, and it was like this: ERVING PULIT, Irving Pullitt, Pullitt. Irving Pullitt. And so when I see this Poyank, I think of Irving Pullitt. And so it's hard for me to say Poyank. So I'm going to call it Poyank because it's a little different. But it's the projector that they sent to us. And if you're looking for a projector for like a kid's room or something like that, and you play on game night or things, it's a good option for you. I appreciate you guys sticking around this long. It's been fun for me. I hope it's fun for you. I think about you every morning when I wake up to think, what am I going to talk about today? And just am blown away that anybody's still here. I appreciate everything you've done for me. You and Amazon Chris Stone, once again, you're the best. And until tomorrow, eat well, live long, and prosper. Go get them today.